Welcome to the Nerdist Podcast number 786. This episode is brought to you by Mozilla.org, the new Firefox. Fast for good, Mozilla builds products, technology, and programs that make the internet a little bit healthier of a place. Since using it helps Mozilla grow a healthier internet for everyone, you get to do good too and contribute. Learn more and download the new Firefox 2 times faster at mozilla.org. What do you got on the Nerdist Community Corkboard?
Hey, there's a new Ink Shares contest through Nerdist and Geek and Sundry. It's the first of 6 contests they're going to do. And this one, the theme is space opera, and writers can submit their pitches or sample chapters, and the top 3 books with the most unique pre-orders of their book or pitch will get automatically funded. And at least one writer will get their chance to have their book put into the Nerdist or Geek and Sundry collection. People can enter at, I'm going to stop reading copy there.
Okay.
It was really good. I felt like you for a minute. It was really exciting.
That was
like,
good.
oh, man, I've learned from watching.
Yeah.
People can go to nerdi.st/inkshares1 to go and enter
That's
the
a short
contest.
URL.
That's, there we go.
Yeah, we have those cool ones.
I bought the nerdy.st
I didn't even know
we
you could
should
do
start
that.
saying it like
domain
nerdy
extension.
dot
Yeah,
ST.
it's
That's easier.
international. I bought it because I didn't want to. This was probably like 5 years ago. I didn't want to. No, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Didn't want them to say Bitly when I posted short URLs when I get the URL shortener. So I tracked down .st is St. Thomas maybe. I think it might be the island of St. Thomas. And they actually make a fine. They make a fine income on their domain extension. So I bought nerdi.st.
You really are a sharp cookie. You're not just a pretty face. You really get these things figured out.
I have some good ideas every once in a while. Yeah. So that's our URL shortener.
Can I have a short URL that can just go to Picture Scout with some sparkles on it?
Yeah. Can you put some
Katie got legitimately smiley at that.
Sparkle yo dog. What do you got, Katie?
I want to plug this Thursday, February 11th at 10:30 on True TV is the premiere of Those Who Can't, which is from the Hydraulics guys, Adam Kate Holland, Ben Roy, and Andrew Orbital, and they're all great.
Oh, it looks so fucking good.
I've seen the first 3 episodes, and it's amazing. The cast also features Rory Scovel, Kyle Kinane, Maria Thayer, and a bunch of other hilarious people like Jonah, who plays in a band in the show with Mark Hoppus. So Those Who Can't, this Thursday, February 11th at 10:30 on True TV.
Be the person who gets to scoff and say, yeah, I've already heard about it.
This episode is a hostful episode, which people keep saying, they're not going to do those anymore. Yes, we are.
But you guys do finish this one going, and that's the end of the series.
No, we're not. Don't tell people that. God damn it, Kyle.
Like, you guys doused yourself in gasoline. We recorded this beforehand, so it's
That's
very
not true. Don't
fuming
listen to
here.
Kyle.
They're all dead already.
We all hate each other.
Stop bringing laundry onto the podcast, Katie.
I am tired of Scout's diva attitude.
This Dawkins in here doesn't give a shit about anything.
She doesn't look
Just-
at her.
No, she really
She
doesn't.
just runs around coked out of her mind, thinking she can just do whatever she wants.
This dog is not coked out of its mind.
You see, it's funny because the dog's asleep in a little ball right
I would
now.
call the dog more heroin chic than
there we
coked
go.
out of its mind.
The dog does have amazing cheekbones.
Yeah, it's amazing. This episode, again, hostful episode. Good to get them together. Always fun to see Katie laughing.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Nerdist Podcast number 786. Hostful goodness. Katie.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, you're a longshoreman?
I am a longshoreman. I was working on the docks all day.
You got a
and
dock
you are
hat.
also the 3rd person to make a longshoreman joke.
Well, then
I can't wear,
maybe
you guys can't wear
there's
beanies.
something to it.
Well,
Big guys can't wear beanies,
it's
I guess.
not cold enough.
It's fucking freezing outside. You
You're
kidding?
from Hawaii, I forget. All right, that's fair.
It's really cold. You're wearing long
But there's
sleeves.
something specific
I am.
about that one though, because it barely just like it's so tight to your head that's such a specific look.
This is a triple XL size beanie, Chris. You're just making fun of the size of my head.
yeah. You're like a bobblehead. You look
It's
like a parade
huge.
float.
It is
Yeah.
crazy. I have a bobblehead, but I also have a bobble body, so it just matches up. That's why I look proportional.
Bobble body,
Bobble
bobble
body.
butt,
Apple bottom
bobble
body.
butt,
Out of bobble body.
butt. Yep. Welcome to the
Just clicks back into nonsense.
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. We could not see each other for 30 years. Jonah. Blah, 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 blah. What's going
Benedict.
Benedict
on? Benedict Cumberbatch. What are you guys doing? What's happening?
What are we doing?
What are you even up to?
Recording a
What is
podcast,
this?
Chris.
What's happening? What are we doing?
What are you even? What are you? Who do you? Why are you? What
are you wearing?
Who are you wearing?
You guys watch that X-Files last night?
No.
I didn't see the third one yet, but the first X-Files, I was like, I don't know, it's a little choppy in places, but it's still good. Second episode, amazing.
I love that second episode.
Third episode, I'm very excited to see because
It's real goofy.
I know that Reese is in it, and I know
Reese and
Kumail's
Kumail's in it. Yeah. It's like a funny episode. It's
I'm
like a
so
monster
glad.
of the week one. But
Well, Duchovny was awesome on here, and so I was really excited.
I listened to it. It's great. Yeah, it's good. I'm having fun.
I mean, I would not be surprised if they agree to it, if the actors agree to it, like fucking 13, 22 more. Like let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd do 22, right? I feel like Fox wouldn't pay for that. But
18?
13 sounds good.
It's weird though because it's like, when they kept on pushing it, the six part event or a 6 series event, and it's just the show. It's just the show. It's like, I thought it was going to be maybe like, because of
like an
Breaking
arc.
Bad and all, everything. They were going to do a crazy
Real
arc.
amped up, yep.
But they established that with the first episode.
And there is sort of that a little bit. There's
Little bit.
traces of it,
But
it's
not in the third
It's
one.
3 and 3, right? They're doing like 3 of those arc episodes with 3 Monster of the Weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's what they're
fun.
doing, yeah.
it's a good time.
It is.
So, I mean, that's
really
exactly how the series was. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, the movies were really just long episodes too. I mean, they've always kind of been that way.
Yeah. No, I really
I had
dig it.
a X-Files Fight the Future poster from the movie. It was red on one side, blue on the other. It was a double that was supposed to be in a window of a cinema.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. it was a
Did
good
you
time.
steal that?
No. I bought it somewhere. I bought it at Webhead Comics in Wakefield, Massachusetts. I just remembered where I bought it.
I used to have so many movie posters.
Oh, yeah.
So did I. Like, I used to live next to a video store,
Nice.
and I would just go and ask for like
good place
posters
to
they
get
weren't using
posters.
anymore.
Yeah, and there was like the bad ones they wouldn't use. I remember like the guy that would have. He's like, you can look in the posters box, and it would just be like Beethoven's Third. Why would I? All right, it'll go on the door. But
Why
I'm not gonna
wouldn't you?
two posters that I remember from my childhood. Well,
Yeah.
3. Steve Martin from the fold out of the album. I
Yeah.
think it was Wild and Crazy Guy.
Was it a quad, like a 4-fold situation? Like
No,
a
it was just
white
the
album?
gatefold. It was just the gatefold.
Or maybe it didn't come from the album, but there was one that basically it was Best Fishes, Steve Martin.
That's the
Yeah.
headshot that came in Wild and Crazy Guy. I think.
Then maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
A Eurythmics poster and a poster for the band Taco.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know them. What do they
Putting
do?
on the Ritz.
Oh, now I know
yeah.
them,
They
yes.
didn't write it, of course, but they performed it.
I had the Video Joe was the indie video store in the town I grew up in, and when they closed, like I worked for them the closing weekend. I could never work for them officially because they had porn and I was under 18.
Oh, that's
and so like they're like the guys like, hey, we're closing. I'll give you $8 an hour credit if you help me just pack up the store. And so I used pretty much all that on VHS,
buy all the porn.
and posters. And I had fucking like posters for movies that I didn't really even care much about. I had a High School High poster.
Just having a movie poster felt like it was especially in those days when it was a harder to acquire thing.
I
Yeah.
took a quad of when I worked at Blockbuster. I took a quad home of Gladiator,
what
and I had that up in my. And it didn't even It was so big. It wasn't even. I think it might have been 27 by 40 4 times that.
That's like a Subway poster,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was huge, and it was it was broken up so you could break it up in the window of
Yeah,
the
so
Blockbuster,
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
along
yeah.
the split. So I took that home and I put it up in my bedroom for some reason, and then I had to like cut out the window of my bedroom because my wall wasn't big enough.
Oh, funny.
Because it's a movie poster. These are
Yeah.
official posters that movies use. That's a big deal.
But most of them, if you get it from a video store, they're specifically for the video. I
Right?
had, like,
yes, on VHS, like April 28th. You know,
yeah, it's like I had a Mallrats one, and it wasn't that cool comic book looking Mallrats cover. It
was it
was
one
like
of them all standing?
it was all them standing there, and then the comic book of the Mallrats comic book drawn one is up in the corner.
Yeah.
And then like Clerks was the same way.
Yeah.
And it's like, on Laserdisc and VHS coming soon.
Who wouldn't want a House Party 2 or Road to Wellville poster in their bedroom?
I had a Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home VHS poster.
Yeah. I had the shitty the shitty Ed Wood poster, the one that they used for the original VHS cover, where it's like him, Johnny Depp in the chair, and just the pictures of the other celebrities in the movie.
Yeah. Martin Landau.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what else did I have?
That's really going to grab the kids.
Yeah, I had Robin Hood Men in
hey,
Tights.
Martin Landau's in this?
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Dracula Dead and Loving It.
A sense of pattern.
Yeah.
Are they making a Spaceballs sequel?
Apparently they are. You better believe I am going to campaign so hard to just be an asshole in the background. That's all I want. If Judah Friedlander could get into Star Wars Episode 7, I think I could get into Spaceballs 2. Just even a guy in the background going, yo!
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I want.
Spaceballs! Just Spaceballs in the background.
Do you think they'll, get Rick Moranis out of retirement?
Well, this is what Mel Brooks said in an interview. I'm very up to date on this.
Of course.
Yeah. Mel Brooks said it wouldn't be right to do it without Rick Moranis. But he says he won't have someone else do Dark Helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Is someone else going to play Barf?
It's either he's going to
No,
be in it or he's not gonna be in
Barf
it.
would be gone too.
Oh no, this is falling apart.
I don't know about this.
Hey, but Pullman's back.
Hey, them's the Spaceballs.
Prince. I'm a real prince.
What about Daphne Zuniga? You don't have Joan Rivers, so there's no C-3PO
Oh,
character,
no.
and there's no John Candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's going to be real tough.
Oh shit! What's the king too? The king of Druidia.
Dick Van Patten.
He's not around.
No.
Kierkegaard. Dick Van Patten.
I mean,
Wayne's World.
really, this might be a tough. I'll see the shit out of it.
You still got Michael Winslow.
You get Bruce Van Patten.
You still got him.
Still got Michael Winslow.
You still got Winslow.
So if you got the beeps, the creeps,
the
I wonder if the guy who played like the general, the bald guy, he was in Fletch. He played the attorney for Fletch's ex-wife.
Oh, yeah.
Like that bald guy. He was in Spaceballs too. He played the kind of like the general to Dark Helmet.
That is interesting. Who's left of that cast?
Larroquette? No, that's not Larroquette, isn't it?
No, it's the guy that looks like John Larroquette.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's basically Bill Pullman's left and
Daphne.
Daphne Zuniga.
Yeah, there's got to be more, right?
Well, you got
Like I said, Michael Winslow,
you got Mel.
Mel. That's two characters right there.
Yeah, you could have Yogurt.
Yogurt and Captain Scroob, President Scroob. God, what else? Their stunt doubles, I'm sure, are all still alive.
Yeah, I'm sure it could be totally fine.
Yeah. Oh
boy.
Man.
Anyway, I hope it happens.
I do too.
He just reminded me of all these people I like that are dead.
It turns out it happens every day.
Dick Van Patten's gone. John Candy's gone.
Well, Dick
Joan
Van Patten,
Rivers.
your favorite.
I do love Dick Van. I love Data.
Now, I love Data's enough too, and I adored. I mean, I really liked Dick Van Patten, but I
love watching.
I like that you. I mean, I like that you liked him enough that you kind of like you've.
I
could
registered
tell that you
him.
actually
Absolutely.
got a little stung by that.
Fuck. Dom DeLuise, Pizza the Hut. He's gone too.
Fuck.
Jeez. There's probably more people alive from
Wash this
From Star Wars. There are more people alive from Star Wars in 1977 than there are alive from Spaceballs. What the fuck was going on at that set?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of radiation where they shot.
Interesting factoid about film.
I've been, because Simpsons World on the FX.
It's so great.
X.
FX Now app.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Simpsons World.
FX now.
Do the random play. I'm seeing all these episodes I've never seen, and I'm just having a great.
There are a handful of them that are not in heavy rotation.
Yeah.
That you've completely forgotten about, and you think you've seen every one. You're like, wait, what?
Oh, no,
But I haven't. There's been more Simpsons episodes now that I haven't seen that I've ever seen. Because I tapered off in '99.
Ah.
And that was season 7.
I tapered off season 10. The last one I really remember watching and enjoying was when they go on vacation and Bart falls in love with Christina Ricci.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I
saying
think the
it's
last
not
one I
Christina
really
Ricci?
remember watching. The one I remember watching on TV is when Steve Martin was
that's
the
what I remember.
garbage man councilman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Comptroller?
Yeah.
The comptroller?
He shakes the.
Is the comptroller the head of garbage? Yes. I think it's the head of sanitation.
Head of sanitation.
That's it. I think that's the last one I remember.
Jonah will just say yes and anything.
yeah.
Is it comptroller? Sure is. Do you handle garbage? Yep. So he doesn't handle garbage.
But I did
That's
watch,
right.
That's right.
I did watch a couple on that app, like from very recent seasons, like one where Homer gets a magical meat smoker.
I can't remember if it was like Julia Prescott or Allie Gertz that like claim. Or no. It's Caitlin Gill says that there's a third episode, like seasons
Chris, you
14,
SNL?
seasons 14 through like 15 are another classic heyday of the Simpsons.
Interesting.
And she's like, I'll put it with the best of them, but like no one knows it because everyone that talks about the heyday Simpsons doesn't watch it anymore. Say they wouldn't know, and she's like watched every episode.
Interesting. What were you?
I was just looking. The Simpsons. You reminded me of the SNL app, which is fucking fantastic.
Fucking great.
It's spectacular.
Yeah.
So
on Seeso, you can get all episodes of SNL anytime you want.
do you see an outlet here?
Hang on,
I don't see an outlet here.
Jonah.
I don't think there's an outlet here big enough for that plug.
Jonah.
I've never heard that. That's great.
I'm sorry.
I just made it up.
It's really good.
Thanks.
Do you mean Seeso quit jashing around?
What?
We tried it once.
It's totally separate things.
Yeah.
So
Seeso has tons of classic stuff.
I
Jash
can
was
watch
all
on
original.
Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff I can watch on Hulu.
I didn't have the SNL.
Can you
app.
watch every episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus? Kids in the Hall, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, Nathan Barley,
On Hulu?
every Alan Partridge thing ever.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting
you
about
can't.
you know what's
On
interesting
Hulu,
about
yes, you can.
Python?
You can.
Yes, you can.
Not every episode.
Python's
on
the
Hulu.
same thing as The Simpsons, where you think you've seen every episode, and then you see some, and you're like, "Oh, this one's okay."
Yeah. yeah.
Like they're not. I mean, as brilliant and groundbreaking a show as, like, not every episode knocks it out of the park.
Oh, that's like a lot of shows.
no one bats a thousand.
It's Mr. Show too. You know, not every like episode is a fucking.
But I downloaded. I got the SNL app because, and listen, I'm only explaining this to give you a little backstory. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not making any accusations. But when Will Sasso was on the podcast, we did this whole thing. I had April sit in because she was very very upset, as we all were, about David Bowie, which she took it particularly hard because she's a fanatical. And so, you know, she was having a down day. You know what? Just come sit on the podcast. Will Sasso's going to be here, and we'll fuck around. So April came in, told a story about her friend who hooked up with a dude who had an exceptionally small penis, but then went down on her for like an hour because he knew that he had a small penis, so he went down for like an hour. Then we started riffing about what if all the Van Halen songs were about having a small dick. So we did this small dick Van Halen riff and sang songs. A few days later on SNL, they did a music video, and it was about a dude who knew they had to go down on a girl for a long time because he had a small dick.
Wow.
And then they sang, but it was a rap. It was a rap about having a small dick. So
Parallel thinking.
very parallel thinking,
Yeah.
very coincidental, but you know, but enough people were like, "Hey, did you?" I was like, "I don't know." So got the app, watched it. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm the last person that ever goes, "Hey, you stole it." I absolutely believe in parallel. Some
But all
things
those things you were talking about that Amy Schumer stole from you, right?
No.
Yeah, that was
no,
you, right?
No. But I downloaded the SNL app and then just fell down a rabbit hole of.
Yeah.
There's a sketch that's so obscure that I was convinced I was going to stump the app, and lo and behold, they have it. It is a cartoon called Tippy Turtle. As far as I know, they only did 2 of them. And it was on, I remember because I still have the VHS copy, it was an episode where Jesse Jackson was hosting.
Oh, wow.
And I remember the cartoon so well. They go to a sketch where Jesse Jackson says he's going to go to the control room. So they're like, quick, he's coming. So they swap out the control room with all African-American people. And then he comes in, he's like, hey. And then they roll this cartoon, and it's this, just tell me if this rings a bell. Wait, hang on a second. Have you seen this? Wait, maybe.
First I'm gonna bother everybody, then I'll probably go home and get drunk.
No.
Hi gang, it's your old pal Tippy Turtle, and I just thought of a great new way to really bother people. It's so simple, so perfect, it's so annoying. First you go to a store that sells greeting cards. A greeting card store will do, and you buy one of these newfangled musical cards. See? It plays a little song when you open them up. Remember to pay for the card. Don't shoplift. Next, remove the little mechanism from inside the card. These things have a little battery inside them. They play for about 12 hours. Look how small these things are. You can hide them anywhere.
Where's that music coming from? Answer me!
What a hammerhead. But of course, the best thing is to put them right on the person.
No.
Somebody help me! Oh, stop that noise!
Now that's entertainment. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
The episode is just a drunk turtle who fucks with people.
Yeah.
From probably 1985 or 6.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't remember that at all.
No. Does not ring a bell.
How about now?
We were also
The bell has been rung.
4 years old when that happened, Chris.
You know about other things from before you were born.
You're right. 8 is enough was fantastic.
Yeah, you know 8 is enough. Yeah. Yeah. We're all slowly dying.
We're all slowly becoming the cast of Spaceballs.
Yay. Oh, no. Want to be in Spaceballs? Am I going to die? Is this it?
Yeah. I'd take that.
Oh, my God. In a half a second.
Yeah.
In a half a second.
I mean, I think about it.
What?
Be in Spaceballs and die or don't die.
Yeah.
You'd be in Spaceballs, right?
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
You know what happens to everybody? They die. You know what doesn't happen to everybody?
Being in Spaceballs.
Exactly.
But if you do it, there's a chance you might die before it comes out and you'll never get to see it.
That's untrue. Every person that
There's
was
no
in Spaceballs,
chance.
there's no chance I would not die.
Everyone lived long enough to see it, and then they died a time later.
Yeah, exactly. Probably choke on popcorn from laughing so hard at
Right?
Spaceballs 2. This was for more money.
That was all finished before the movie started. You know, you get it early, trailers play, popcorn's gone
Wow, how fast do you eat popcorn?
pretty fast.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Then we got to get our
Popcorn is all gone before the movie starts.
our History of the World Part 2,
That's right.
which
yeah,
never happened. I need to see Jews in space. I need to see a Viking funeral.
Yeah. What's there's someone on ice too, right?
Hitler on ice.
Hitler on ice, Jews in space. Yeah.
I love Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Not enough to die for him. But I love him.
I'm dying for him. I'm dying for me.
Oh, all right. Well,
On my terms. My terms are
my
Spaceball 2.
You
Search for more money.
This is my
you
choice.
sold me on it, Jonah.
My choice.
Stupid
You do
me.
you.
I do.
I mean, there could not be a better time to release Space. It's so genius.
Yeah. It would look. I would hope that they do it practical effects
Oh,
just to keep it real honest.
absolutely.
Yeah. God, I would love it. The fact, I like the idea that Bill Pullman would do it too, because it means the 2 sci-fi movies he did would have sequels: Independence Day and Spaceballs.
He's in it, right? He's in Independence Day.
Yeah. Independence Day 2 looks fucking great.
I think you should play Barf. So you can ruin that like Mystery Science Theater.
Don't
laugh so hard at that,
He hasn't ruined it yet. Give him time.
Give me time. Give me time to do it. I'll Piscopo it up, I swear to God.
I just
Like I'm starting to work out a lot.
get super ripped.
Yeah.
Jonah's on the cover of Muscle and Fitness.
Yeah, but with I'm wearing the gizmonic jumpsuit, but it's exposed.
Yeah,
It just have, just ripples.
Yeah.
Muscles ripply.
You just look like some deviant art.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird.
But yeah. I am going to be the buffest. No, you can't be. I don't know. Mike Nelson was
can't
pretty
be buff.
Mike Nelson was pretty buff.
Mike was. I don't know if he was cut. You know,
He's in
tell.
good shape.
couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell.
He's in good
I
shape.
think
I
he's still
do
in
got to
good
drop
shape.
some pounds for that. For that, it's hard to look trim in a jumpsuit.
Yep.
You're doing so many neat things. You're Snake Plissken in the I Thought You Were Dead's playing at Ride LA. It was
did
pretty
that.
fucking awesome.
That was
looking.
fun. That was a good time. We had a nice little.
I thought you were just saying that Jonah was Snake Plissken.
I'm also going to be.
I was like,
I
was like, hang on, are they doing another escape movie?
Yes.
And you are
Escape from Silver
Escape
Lake.
from Flint.
All right, so I think
Yeah,
those
I
both
tried to go
work.
topical. You went with a 90s hipster joke.
I went with because you're wearing a longshoreman hat, and I just figured like if they were going to do a hipster version of it,
Sure.
Escape from Silver Lake, which would really just be getting to like Echo Park.
Yeah, that's
to-
like everyone they
Or just
they
Los
chained
Angeles.
like the city of
so
Los
it's
Angeles
Wagons
chained off
East.
to contain. What happens is gentrification becomes self-aware, and they have to wall off the east part of Hollywood
Yeah.
to stop it from spreading.
Have you?
So Jonah will be on that, and then also Uncle or Buck.
Have you seen?
Anti-Buck. It's a new updated. It's it's talking a lot about a lot of transgender issues.
Yeah.
So Anti-Buck is going to be my new movie, and Baby's Day Out 2, and it's just a guy walking around the
Yeah,
city.
because now he's grown up.
Yeah, now he's just
Honey, the kids are exactly the same size.
No, it's Honey, I Overfed the Kids. It's about a dad that's juggling with.
I just like
It's also
the idea.
it's actually a sequel to Mrs. Dad.
Yeah, and then the brunch club, where all those kids get together and like, oh, we were weird in high school, but
remember-
everything,
yeah, exactly.
everything seems fine now.
I just like the idea that any movie could be a sequel to Baby's Day Out, and we don't know it.
Actually,
It could have been him.
Do something
It could have been him.
The Walk was a.
Every Duplass Brothers movie is
Yeah.
a sequel to Baby's Day Out.
Baby's Day Out.
That'd be amazing. That would be kind of amazing. So those are all the upcoming projects.
Those are all
That's all the cool
projects,
stuff that Jonah's up to right now.
Yeah. We're very excited here at Jonah Co.
I don't hate that name. That's great.
It's just
Conan's name is
Jonah Co.
Yeah. No, I like yours too.
No, I'm not
I
gonna.
like them both.
I don't.
Like, there's room for two codes.
Myrodine.
I wanted to do Miramax,
Miramax is great.
but you can't read it because everyone think it was Miramax.
Or Miralax, which is a...
It's a great. Listen, if you're feeling blocked up,
Yeah.
my family recipe. It's gonna clear those
envision you
pipes.
just-
right.
Miralax.
just stirring a pot.
Well, I'm wearing a mask because it's just powder. I send out powder.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want to inhale it too much. You'll be shitting for days. But
Wow.
Having worked in a funeral home, I
Thumbs
know
up,
how to pump
Miralax.
everything out of a body. Just you.
if it's in, I'll get it out.
You'll get it out of there. You will get it out.
Miralax. There's a store. I saw a store in Manhattan a couple weeks ago that was called Myra, and it was jewelry for women that was also a fitness tracker, and I was like, they did not do their research on that name. It's not something I would be associated.
But there is a Myra Market
rebranding.
in San Francisco. There's Myra Market.
Yes, right across from the Kabuki.
Yeah.
It's a great little market.
You almost didn't make it out of New York, it seemed like.
I left.
You almost didn't escape from New York.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
It's Saturday night.
Wait.
It's Saturday Night Live, starring Joe Piscopo,
Denitra Vance,
Charles Rocket,
Alan Cleghorn,
Tim Meadows,
Charles Rocket,
Oh shit.
Robert Downey Jr.,
Joan Cusack,
Randy Quaid. Probably all in the app.
Star Whackers.
Probably.
I can't help but say that every time Randy Quaid comes up, which is surprisingly often in my life. If I don't shave for a little bit, people bring up Randy Quaid.
They do?
You remember it's the song? I think I played it on the podcast. It was the song he made, Hollywood Star Whackers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty good
You mean from his
single.
break period?
Yes, from the time of Randy Quaid.
I mean, it's still that he's still in that break period. But
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever getting out of Canada.
Possibly not.
Yeah. Although, why would you want to leave? Canada's great.
Pretty great. You see that Electric Boogaloo documentary?
No,
What?
there's
It's,
one about.
Not about the movie.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
the movie's included, but it's
it about the
Electric Boogaloo.
breakdance?
It's about Canon Films.
Oh,
It's so fucking. It's on
rad.
Netflix right now. It's all about all the Canon films.
That's cool.
Remember Canon?
Of course I remember Cannon.
It's the crazy story. And
Wasn't Diane Cannon, was that she associated with it?
No, it was two Israeli guys that made like a bunch of kind of schlocky movies.
Yitzi and Tova.
So I just
I
made
made those
a
names up.
connection that was a not at all.
You're thinking of the
No.
Lakers.
What could have been?
Courtside
Wait,
seats.
no, she's not. But like, no, it wouldn't be because it was like they had their own company. Yeah, Golem Globus. Yeah, and then like
So it was owned by two cannons.
Golem Globus? That's amazingly close to Golden Globes. That's great.
Yeah. And they never won once. But it's great. It's like it's just the story, and the documentary itself also, like just like a canon film. Like you don't think they thought about it too much because it just goes. It starts right away. But it's great because it's just great stories from all the interviews and just clips of all the most ridiculous moments from all their movies.
I'll definitely check that out. That
Also,
sounds great.
it's like they show like they have all the stuff like there's just tons of boobs in all their movies, and I totally forgot. Like I was like seeing some of these boobs, I was like it was this weird memory flash. I was like, I remember these boobs.
It all came back, right?
Yeah.
There's something about 80s boobs where they all looked like they were about to pop. Like they were just, I don't know what
it depends on,
80s boobs were just like really
80s boobs, 80s hips, like because they all wore the high cut
mom
bikini
jeans,
line.
basically. Yeah, like way up on the hips.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, there were a lot
I
of mom
enjoy
cuts.
those.
A lot of mom
That's bred
cuts
in
in
me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's all very specific to that time.
What other
It's,
canon films?
Well, I mean, like most of the Death Wishes, Superman 4.
The Quest for Peace?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got your Mass Invasion USA, American Ninja, what's the Masters of the Universe.
Sorry, guys. Sports.
That sounded like a sports update.
Sure was.
What's the sports update?
Goal scored by Leo Kamarov.
I don't know.
Yeah, Cobra was in there. Arm
Over the
wrestling.
Top?
Over the top.
I knew what you were talking about just from you.
yeah.
Jonah was just
That's
doing the
so
space work
weird.
of turning his hat around.
That's
I knew
so
exactly
weird.
what you were talking about.
It's like
weird.
switch.
Over the Top, Dad.
Yeah. It got Last American Virgin.
Most depressing ending of a movie ever.
Yeah. God, what else is there? It's
All those 50s Swedish like porn romance movies.
yeah, there's so many. It's just such a fun movie to watch, and just how they talk about there was a time where any script that came in, they had to either give it to Chuck Norris or Charles Bronson, so they had the piles of two Chucks, and it's just like it's like and they're like they would, so the person who would do coverage and they would just be like, "Who's it for? Who's it for?" And like, Norris.
Oh, that's. I look forward to watching that. It sounds great.
It's a lot of fun. I fucking love it, and it just makes me. I want to watch The Apple. That's like some crazy, like the guy. Because one of the guys is like kind of like a Roger Corman guy, where he's he's a really good businessman, but he also fancies himself a
artiste.
director. Yeah, an artiste. And so his like first big like they get a distribution deal with MGM, and he's like I'm gonna make my Tommy, and so he makes this fucking crazy rock opera called The Apple, and it looks just.
I've
so
never heard
weird.
of it. How did that escape my radar?
I don't know. It's I mean, like there's so many. They made so many movies.
And then ultimately, what put them out of business?
Making too many movies that weren't good.
So exactly what you'd think from a studio.
Yeah,
They made too many bad movies.
It's like they never gave themselves a chance to stop and think about like what worked and what didn't, because they were always already on before. By the time something already would become a hit. They're already on the next two movies, and then they were starting to write like a sequel to it. Like they did Breakin', and Breakin' became like a huge sensation, and then like it became a hit. And they're like Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, and they didn't even wait to really write a script. They just kind of just started making it.
There's no stopping now.
Yeah, but it's so much like it's like that scene. It's like so many of the stories are like that scene in Ed Wood, where like he goes in to meet with the guy for "I Changed My Sex," and like he's like, is there a script? And the guy goes, "Fuck no, but there's a poster." Opens in 3 weeks in Tulsa. And it's like that's what they would do. They would make posters for movies, like they have a flashy title, and then paintings that kind of looked like celebrities, and then they would go to like Cannes or other like film festivals or distribution meetings.
Like the American Film Market.
Yeah, and then they would just be like, do you want to buy this movie? And so people would buy a movie that they thought was already made, but only had a poster, and then they would take that money and make the movie.
Kind of genius.
Like a reverse Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Kind of genius.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I saw a movie. Oh, I think I maybe texted you this. We saw a great New Zealand horror comedy called Deathgasm which
Still
was
got to watch that.
pretty great. Did you see it? It's really great. It's basically just like a bunch of fuck up high school Hesher dudes who form a death metal band, and they actually summon the end of times through their death metal. But it's just really funny. Like it's got a lot of fun Shaun of the Dead moments. It's a little goofier than Shaun, but it's really great.
Yeah, I mean, horror comedy is real tough.
It is tough, but they I feel like they did it.
That's great.
They did it. So Deathgasm, fun movie to watch.
Nice.
If you're just hanging out.
You're just hanging out, popping on. It's popping on right now.
Hey, I shot the comedy special this weekend.
Yes, that's right. I asked you how it went, and then Matt said to save it for the podcast.
And
so
here we are, so we can both hear about it for the first time.
It was
with the
fun, but
audience.
just a blur. It was just a blur.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't remember it?
I do remember it, but I don't know. It's just like when you spend 3 years kind of building up to something, and then all of a sudden the moment happens. It's like, wait, what happened? And I had been performing so much in January to get ready for it, and then because of the snowstorm, I had to cancel Atlantic City and Baltimore. Those are my last 2 shows before the special. So I called up Jamie Flam at the Improv, and I was like, "Do you have any sets on last Saturday night?" He was like, Yeah. There's 2 shows in the main room, and there's a show in the lab, which is this other side room,
which I heard is great now.
It was great. The whole night of the Improv was. I hadn't been there. I was there a year ago, and it was so-so. And I'm like, I don't know if.
Yeah.
But the first show was Ron Funches and Friends. The second show was a guy named Michael Costa. I saw so many great comics that I really loved, like Marcelo Arguello and
it's great,
and Tiffany Haddish, and all these really great people. I did 3 shows at the Improv, which is crazy in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they were all great. And someone said, yeah, well, the Comedy Store really stepped it up, and then the Improv really stepped it up. And it's like, club comedy in L.A. is back.
Are you listening, Laugh Factory?
Yeah, Laugh Factory is the only one that hasn't
I haven't been
really...
back there in a long time. Because last time I went there was 5 years ago. I was supposed to go up. Dom Herrera was doing a show.
Oh.
He was like, hey, you should come do my show. It's Tuesday. And I go, okay. So I show up, and Dom's not there. And they're like, and I go, oh, Dom said I could. And they're like, what? All right, you can go up at 11. So right before I'm supposed to go up, special drop in Dane Cook does a couple hours, literally. So now it's 1 a.m. and most of the people are gone. I'm like, I don't feel like coming back here anymore. It was just one of those. It just didn't really feel.
It is neat though.
productive.
I think the stigma of clubs has gone away. Just because they were kind of abandoned, and then no one was going to them, so they had nothing left but to start embracing younger shows or younger sensibilities, start doing Improv will do more live podcasts than any other club I've noticed.
It's really great. I'm definitely gonna, because the thing that I've learned is my first special was mainly built out of 10-minute, not 10-minute, but shorter sets and sets in front of strangers. So I felt like it wasn't. I can't actually. It's very difficult for me to even watch the first one because I feel like, I don't like any of those jokes. It doesn't feel very personal.
Yeah.
So for the second one, I thought, Birbiglia had come on the podcast, and we were talking, and he said, I go to this place where I feel uncomfortable, and that's where I write from, and I go, I'm going to try that. And so that's this entire special.
That's great.
And so it's a bunch of stories that I, would never have told out loud, that are embarrassing, that are uncomfortable, because I called it Funcomfortable. And then, but it's so personal that I sort of feel like I did the opposite, which is I had more trouble performing in front of strange rooms because so much of my stuff was, now people come to see me on purpose.
Yeah.
So they come in already knowing who I am, so I don't have to. I mean, the jokes have to work, but I don't have to convince them of anything.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to be like, here, get to know me through
Yeah.
these jokes, and then once we're there, we'll pop into this stuff that's more nuanced.
Yeah. So this next special, which I've already started planning, is I'm going to get out and, now that I have more time during the week.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to, because we're not doing a million podcasts a week, I'm going to go work it out more. But the special was really great. The production was great. I barely even noticed that the cameras were there.
Oh, that's great.
Palace of Fine Arts was great. The shows were really fun. And
Nice.
now I just cross my fingers it all cuts together in a way that looks okay.
Sure will. It's going to be on Comedy Central?
April 30th. Comedy Central, April 30th.
Oh, that seems like a quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround.
Yeah, that's really
3
quick
months. Yeah.
Nice.
All the artwork done and everything? Or
No,
You
but
gonna burn this material for between now and April 30th? Just run it into the ground.
Well, I already any kind of new thing that I started writing in the last 2 months, I just started putting in a new folder because I just thought I don't have time to develop new chunks. And so I just started putting stuff in a new folder. So now I'm going to start doing more beta tests, and I'm going to start, doing all that. And I'm trying to convince Comedy Central to let me release the special as a Nerdist podcast for like a week. So if you're low on funds or whatever, or you can't see it or whatever, you'd have like a window of time where I would just put it up as a podcast and you could just download it for free.
That's a really cool idea.
And if you like it, I'll go support and I'll go buy the video of it or whatever. Or you don't have to. It doesn't matter. But I just to give it out to people.
Are they down for that?
Maybe you just like get them to like subscribe to a Hearst publication.
They might actually. They might be.
That's really cool.
They
I like
might
that.
be.
It's a very neat progressive idea.
Well, it's just something that I wanted to do. It's just something that I wanted to be able to do. So I think it's
way to pay back all the people who helped along the way.
That character, I don't understand. What is that
Which
voice?
guy?
That one.
Me? I don't know.
It's the guy who doesn't know why he's doing what he's doing.
Really? I wish I could tell you.
Why are you?
But I think what you do know is, I think you should just be the guy that says you don't know, but then you just say something completely unrelated that you do know.
I don't know anything about that, but I do know this. Chicks get wet for pop chips.
That's the character, Jonah. There you go.
I don't know about that.
Introducing pop chips, new salt and vinegar flavored. Like it just seems like such a weird viral campaign.
Carl's Jr. marketing guy took over the campaign.
Being the advertising person, like, so Dos Equis says the most interesting man in the world. Here's the guy that only knows one thing. I don't know anything about flying a plane. Super wet for pop chips. Someone's going to do it. Some company's going to do it one of these days. They're just going to have the fucking balls to say, fuck it. People will pass that around. If you want brand awareness, then why not chicks get super wet to pop chips?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
I can think of a myriad of reasons.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy that said this thing had more horsepower than any other vehicle on the road. Now, I don't know about that, but I do know it gave me a boner that dented the hood. Dodge.
I wish this was a thing. I really wish this was a thing. Someone's gonna do that one day. It'd be like the movie Crazy People with Dudley Moore.
Oh yes.
Where they basically they go to the asylum, and then like all the people who are there like start making the campaigns.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it's actually a really funny movie. They're like, it's like this truth in advertising thing takes over, and all the commercials are like, Jaguar for guys who like getting hand jobs from girls they barely know, or whatever.
Yeah. That's funny.
Wait, what do you drive?
Appropriate question, Senator.
Yeah, that's weird that you chose that
Yeah,
and that.
Well, that's an example from the movie.
Oh,
interesting.
And you still bought the car.
It is. Well, it's not a real campaign. It's a fake movie campaign.
But the car is real.
Yeah.
And the situation?
Doesn't work.
But what about that executive for Jaguar that killed himself?
I don't know.
In the car
No.
when he hit on what's her face, Christina Hendricks.
You just need more facts. I don't know any of these.
What?
I don't know.
What is this?
It's from Mad Men. Remember the Jaguar executive that killed
I
himself
thought
in
you
the
were talking
Jaguar?
about in real life. I completely forgot
No.
about the Mad Men
No.
storyline.
Yeah, of course. You in America, they're off TV, and you forget about them.
I
But,
almost emailed you yesterday because I bought a Poe Dameron / Finn replica jacket. I bought.
Is it
in
quality?
regular and distressed versions?
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on.
Wasn't it meant?
It was so earnest. It was so earnest. I couldn't even fault you for that. It wasn't even.
Because I was on board for one.
Well, it depends on what mood he's in.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Has he been through the Jakku incident or not?
It's a website. I can't remember the exact URL, but it's like a film jackets website, and they have a whole bond.
I know that one.
Spectre
Disposableincome.com.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? I don't.
What are you gonna? Did you see? Like, was it that much of a difference? You should have got one for Lydia and one for you.
Well, so we can wear them out together.
Yeah,
Jonah.
Okay.
It'd be cute. And it seems like it's something Chris would want.
Yeah, but it's not something Lydia would want.
Here's why I bought both of them.
Lydia wears clothes professionally.
Yeah, that's true.
She can't be running around a thin, distressed jacket.
Man.
It was very tough to tell from the website exactly what they look like.
I'll be very interested.
So I bought them both, and there's a 30-day return policy, and I'll keep the one that looks.
Yeah, you
great.
can't
It's
be
great.
wasting $133.
It was $179 plus tax.
Which one do you think you're going to keep? Distressed?
Maybe, but the undistressed one looked pretty good too.
Chris, that's like buying.
You know what's going to be embarrassing? Everyone at
sounds like the
Comic-Con is.
That's like buying a relic guitar.
A what?
A relic guitar, like one that looks like it's been put through hell. When half the fun of getting a guitar is to do that yourself.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go on space missions to distress it.
Well, think about it though. How distressful is a space mission? My guess is not very.
Sometimes I just like things that look a little distressed,
Sure.
as
Yeah,
opposed to
sure.
just like
I
brand
get that.
new
I
and
totally get
crisp.
that.
But
Totally get
there's also something that looks engineered. Distressed also isn't that great either. So this is why I wanted to see it in person.
It's a great bit on the Comedy Death Ray compilation CD where Hardwick talks about distressed jeans.
Oh my god, I forgot about that bit.
I remember that.
And if you want to hear how ironic this is, give a listen to that.
Completely forgot about that bit.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was even called comedy.
I'm a clumsy scientist.
Oh, that's right. Because they were acid wash jeans. You totally remember that bit.
Oh, that's right.
I love that bit. Of course I remember it.
Great.
That's a great
I
compilation.
love that you remember that. Yeah, that's and then like what's so funny is referring to it as the Comedy Death Ray CD.
Well, that's what it
hasn't
was.
Been Death Ray
That's
in
what
so
it was.
Yeah. It also has the I think we talked about it when he was on, but the Andy Daly.
Oh
comic
God!
with no material.
Season Road comic.
This guy, and then
Yeah, you're like,
I didn't sign up for
I didn't
that.
sign up for this.
and then halfway through he stops.
Have you
What else
seen
is
this?
going on?
Have you seen
You
this?
seen this?
Yeah, am I right?
Fucking genius.
Andy Daly's so fucking funny.
He really is. How's everything going? How's Dory? What are you guys doing? What's happening?
Dory's in New York till the 12th. So she's been.
That's why you're smoking meats, according
I
to
had
your
nothing
Instagram.
to do. Yeah, I had nothing. I was like, oh, might as well kill a Saturday and
It looked
smoke a
real
brisket.
good.
It was fucking great. I used Franklin's recipe
On your Instagram, I saw this on your Instagram.
Yeah. Aaron Franklin from Franklin Barbecue had a cookbook. Dory got me the cookbook for Christmas, and I went to Costco, bought a brisket, trimmed
Is
it
this
up.
Austin's Franklin Barbecue?
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
And I nailed it, guys.
Nice.
It only took about 7 hours.
Only?
Is that a reasonable amount of time to smoke a meat?
Well, it depends on how much per pound. You know how much you tend to do, like an hour a pound, and depending on how hot it was. But it really worked.
I'm
out.
actually surprised that, being the amateur carpenter that you are, that you didn't build a fucking smokehouse in your backyard to just smoke out meats.
Well, it's interesting. You know, we rent, so I feel like I already gave them a shed. So I don't need to give them a smokehouse as well.
We're gonna leave the smokehouse.
No, I got the big green egg. Dory also got me for my birthday last year. She got me the big green egg, which is the ceramic cooker that's amazing. And there's like conventions for it and everything. People are like really obsessed with this egg, and it was fantastic. So she is in New York right now. She's on book leave from BuzzFeed, so she's finishing her
She
novel.
just gave birth to a book.
She's going to very soon. She sold her novel. Now she's finishing it up, and she'll be back.
She showed him the cover of the book, and she sold it.
Sold it to
how to write it.
Sold it to Southeast Asia and Europe. And
She retained international rights. She sold it in America.
She said Dolph Lundgren
brown
is gonna be in
paper.
it.
Dolph's going to be in
I was
it.
very
Gene
excited.
Nielsen.
Her publisher also publishes the Michael Connelly Bosch novels, so I was very excited.
I know what a Bosch fan you are.
I was very excited. Her editor gave me The Crossing, which is the Bosch Lincoln Lawyer team up. They're half brothers,
What?
Very exciting.
They are?
Yes.
In their universe, Bosch
In the
and
universe,
Lincoln Lawyer are
Lincoln
half
Lawyer
brother?
and Bosch are half brothers.
Now, I'm not even that...
Now.
I don't know much about relations, but I do know...
Pop chips get chicks wet. So sorry, Katie.
Katie's so over all of it.
Yeah.
She doesn't even care. She just doesn't even care.
But yeah, no, shared universe. Bosch and Lincoln Lawyer. Both
Please
by
let us know
Michael
if you're
Conley.
eating pop chips if you get super wet. Male or female. Doesn't even matter.
They do the opposite of what they do to your mouth. just dry
That's
it
where all the
fuck
moisture
out.
all the moisture
Just right to your pussy.
runs right to your lower extremities. It just floods.
Makes your dick leak.
I hope that's not true.
That's pre-cum, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Great.
Becomes red, right?
Oh, God.
No? What? You guys know? Oh, just me. Okay, so I'm the asshole.
Oh, indignant STD guy.
Oh, I get it. I'm the asshole. Didn't realize the Leaky Dick fan club was here in the audience tonight.
You ever think that maybe your pre-cum's broken?
It's another term would be Bernie, bro.
Yes.
Yes. Bernie went to peas.
Works, but I got it.
All right.
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
3.
Working
There's
at
already
Bernie's
3.
3. You're going to be in that too.
Weekend at Bernie's 3. It's just me making a tiny house out of human bones.
Yeah, it's you and a skeleton.
But when music starts, lights come on inside the house of bones I made.
That's right.
Yeah, it's real.
And you can
That's
play
really
the bones like a xylophone.
Yes.
And Andrew McCarthy is there, but he doesn't really do that much.
No, he's just there.
He just kind of hangs out.
Set dressing, really.
Has really. Has he done anything in a while?
Nope, turns out.
He just quit.
I'm
He
sure
has
he's had like 3 season arcs and
No, he's a very successful podcaster. He changed his name to Mark Maron.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really blowing the lid off everything that Andrew
yeah.
McCarthy is actually Marin.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a blast. He's doing some great jobs. He's actually the president on
He
his
changed
podcast.
his night. He changed that sort of like boy next door image for like a salty acerbic, sort of brilliant, incisive comedy type.
Yeah.
Talk about career opportunities.
That's Andrew.
He wasn't in that. That was Frank Whaley.
That was Frank. That wasn't
Yeah,
Andrew McCarthy.
It was Frank
No, it was
Whaley.
Frank Whaley.
Well, shit.
I just like the reference. Though.
I loved Frank
yeah.
Whaley too. Frank Whaley was fucking great.
Yeah.
Frank Whaley was good.
Swimming with Sharks, great movie.
Yes, that's right. That was him.
Let's back up a little bit. Swimming with Sharks is not a great movie.
It is.
It's very much of that time of the 97, 98. What year
Like
did that
the
come
indie-
out? Yeah, like the indie like
Stage plays.
here's the behind the scenes of what's happening. What Equal contains is not my fucking concern. It's like it's a lot of like if you really watch it again, I guarantee you it's not as good as you remember.
So long, dreams. Here comes the Matt Myra storm.
You know that
that
thing
would
you
go.
liked?
You're right. I actually have not watched it in quite a long time.
I had a Swimming with Sharks poster, so
You had the poster.
I'm not lying.
You
I
had the
had
poster.
one, so I can attest to this.
What are the odds of that?
Well, I was like I was the biggest Kevin Spacey fan on the planet. Like I tracked down even Albino Alligator, every Kevin Spacey movie. I tracked down, got it all on DVD. Like I was obsessed with Kevin Spacey. So Swimming with Sharks, I saw a lot.
Maybe someday we'll get him on this very podcast.
That'd be fantastic.
That movie that's kind of like that. Was it In the Company of Men? Remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was around the same time. For some reason, I always linked
It's not in
those
the
two
Spacey catalog. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You know movies that don't have Spacey in it.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
You've forgotten all of them?
Yeah, everything.
You went to Lacuna and got rid of all non-Spacey
What about
movies?
the Bond movies? He's not in a Bond movie.
What's a Bond movie?
The worst part is now he doesn't even know about space movies. It's like he can't,
If he doesn't know about space.
Yeah, they're like, we can't do only space.
Who is left that we've not had on the podcast that you still would want on the podcast besides Dave Matthews and Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey,
Dave
Simmons.
Oh, Matthews.
Bill Simmons.
Bill would be great.
Great. Jonah Carey has been an amazing addition to the Nerdist Podcast Network. If you haven't
Nerd
listened,
Sports.
I like that dude.
Jonah was the right guy.
And Carey was the right guy.
It's not that I was opposed to doing sports with Nerdist. I just wanted to find the right guy who could kind of straddle.
Yeah, if you're
both.
listening to this and you didn't even know that we had a Nerdist Sports, guess what? Jonah Carey has a fucking Nerdist
He
Sports
started,
podcast.
and he's going to be doing stuff for us, and maybe writing from time to time, and bringing the.
Can't afford his writing.
Yeah, just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that other people don't
Right.
understand it. So
That's the beauty of that. That's why Night Vale exists. I don't understand it, but everyone seems to love it.
Dave Matthews.
Dave,
I had a couple of
new
conversations
tour
with his
coming
managers, who's a very nice guy,
Corn Cap Show,
and he and this guy,
Red Light Management.
yes, and
Very familiar.
they
They own the publishing rights.
and they're not opposed to it. It's just I think it's just a schedule.
Well, guess what? They just announced the 2016 tour. They're taking 2017 off. So if we're gonna get,
Are you okay with
we're gonna
that?
get them. We're gonna get them.
I remember the last time they took a year off. You
Oh,
took
that
it
was
pretty
tough.
hard.
That was tough.
That was like 5 years ago.
It
'cause
was,
like,
it was 2011,
11?
I think. Yeah.
I remember because it was the first year of the podcast.
Yeah, they took
You
the
came
year
in
off.
really upset once.
Yeah, I was bummed out about that. I requested tickets for the Irvine shows through the Warehouse fan club. I've been a member since December 7th, 1998.
So, say Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Spacey. Spacey, Dave Matthews, Simmons. Who else would I love on this podcast that hasn't been on?
Any
Hamill,
other
Mark
Bonds?
Hamill.
Hamill. Oh, Hamill. I did a Q&A with Hamill, and that was a podcast.
Great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did not get to sit in on that.
Yeah, that was 2012.
That's it.
Hamill's
I mean,
great, by the way.
I mean, and I guess if I want to collect them all, we need to get Gates McFadden on this podcast.
Gates McFadden, who turned out to be my neighbor.
Yep.
I don't see any reason why we can't get that going. What about any of the other Bonds? Like, would you want Timothy Dalton?
I'd love a Pierce Brosnan
Brosnan
conversation, like nobody's business.
Well, apparently
he's making a podcast.
Well, no, apparently Pierce was very good friends with Lydia's parents, and they used to spend a lot of.
Not at all surprising.
They used to spend like vacations together. And
I'm
stuff.
sure they learned how to fucking paddleboard together. That's what he does, right? He's a big paddleboarder.
Oh, I don't know.
Jonah, you know all about Pierce Brosnan's life,
I know
right?
nothing about Pierce Brosnan, but what I do know is that pop chips.
Mm-hmm. What do they do?
They get girls wet.
What?
Pop chips. They get girls wet.
Oh,
Creepiest radio.
You guys didn't get to see you guys listening at home didn't get to see the orchestration that went on with Matt and Chris. Wait.
Do the bit. Do it.
Do the thing.
What do pop chips do to ladies? They get super what?
Oh, hey. Happy 6-year anniversary of this podcast.
Is that today?
I believe so.
No fucking
February
way.
2nd.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're recording this February 2nd.
Oh no. No, that can't be it. It's not.
It is.
Isn't it?
Not.
Yes.
It's not February 2nd.
It was
It's not.
February
It's not
2nd.
your anniversary, right? That was the day before.
Then that means I still fucking forgot it if that's the case. And I
Did you
know I
already
did.
forget your anniversary?
I did
Did
not.
you already forget your anniversary?
Katie, check the date.
First date anniversary. It's not.
Recorded it on Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
Of 2011?
Yeah.
2010.
2010.
What was the Super Bowl 2010? We'll find this out.
February 7th.
Okay, guys, 5 days. 5 days.
That was intense.
very close. Hey, you know what?
How did you not know right away that wasn't the anniversary of your wedding?
Well, he's
confusing
busy.
because
You
it's
know,
like
now
it
they're
was-
married. They have a wedding anniversary. They have a first date anniversary. They have a.
Yeah, it's it's not that I don't know it offhand. It's just that we always say Super Bowl Sunday.
It does sound like you didn't know it offhand.
No. They always say Super Bowl Sunday. So Super
Oh, I
Bowl
thought you were talking
Sunday.
about your wedding anniversary.
No. I know the wedding anniversary.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday
That's April 27th.
because it's amorphous and it moves back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't really have a
So that was the issue. Is that it's like because it's our first date was the
night before
the night
the Super
before.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
February
gotcha,
6th.
gotcha.
You guys got a fun Friday planned, huh? No, wait. That would be Saturday, February 6th.
So February 7th was the Sunday in 2010.
Oh, now it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
So-
this Sunday will be 6 years.
Wow. And here we are.
And you know what? I'm gonna bring this up. Some guy on Instagram did this long post on a picture of mine. Had nothing to do with the picture.
Instagram.
And it was saying how sad it is that the three of us aren't as good of friends as we used to be. And it made me very upset because of how wrong that kid is. And he says, like, because he listened to the last podcast, he's like, and we were all exhausted when we did that last.
That was probably the last thing any of us did. No, it wasn't the last thing any of us did that year because you still had to go away and do a bunch of Hidden America stuff.
And so we were all like, just like we found the time and we did it. And
oh yeah, we covered a Sunday. We both I had just gotten back from New York.
Yeah, I was on my way to Talking Dead.
Yeah,
it was the last Talking Dead of the year.
And so this kid said it's like that we're not good friends anymore. And I wanted to like. I wanted to respond to him, but I didn't. But I did because I didn't want to give him the satisfaction. But it was like a very heartfelt.
Now you're actually giving him more satisfaction.
Probably, but no one knows who he is.
Okay.
But what I wanted to say is that like it's like we've been doing this for now 6 years, and like when we're like it's like the surface level pleasantries like they go out the window when you have friends for this long, and so like we make digs at each other, but then we move on and we're all just friends. And like I was like very upset for anyone that questions our friendship. I get really upset by.
Yeah, I mean
we're still friends after all this.
Yeah,
well,
and it's not going anywhere.
I think it's also just kind of like, well, you don't. I think it's that feeling of like, oh, well, you don't really know what we do when we're not podcasting, and we all do. Everyone's run off to their sort of corner of whatever they're doing. We do text each other. We do still communicate.
Yeah.
We still hang out when we can hang out. We still see each other. Actually, I feel like we see each other more socially than we did in the beginning of the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which I think we were just podcasting because you guys didn't really know each other when we started.
No.
Not really, yeah.
No.
And so I feel like we're a million times closer now.
I actually didn't meet or talk to Matt Myra until about a year into this podcast.
Yeah.
if you go back,
I thought it was important to keep you separate.
Go back and listen to it. Like
we actually there's never actually any engagement between us.
It's like the dude and Donnie and Big Lebowski. There's never any.
That's what it was.
Jonah didn't like to make eye contact with people. Didn't want you to be uncomfortable.
No, I legitimately didn't know anyone else was there.
Yeah.
It was, my breath was taken away when I just turned to my left one day.
You're like, what are you doing?
What is that?
There's a go-go.
Yeah.
No, it's Matt Myra. It's Matt Myra. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. But that guy's wrong.
Yeah.
We're still good friends. We still find the time to get together when we can. We will.
We also find the time.
So.
Yeah,
we find the time.
We find the time. We find the time.
We
fawn
right
it.
now. I'm
We fawn
fawning
it.
right now.
Yeah. Sometimes I fawn the flams of Duskatan.
Serge from Beverly Hills Cop.
Enjoy your burrito.
Serge.
You have so much trouble with this accent.
Oh, you have to be somewhere in 10 minutes.
I have to. Yeah.
Okay, get out of here. Matt Myra, 6 years of the podcast. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you for being here.
Stay cool.
Thank you to Pop Chips for sponsoring Wet Pussies.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, wait, no, I do know about that. See you, Matthew.
Bye, Matt. Love you, Matt.
Are we at an hour?
Yeah, we're at an hour.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's start it now. Let's cut everything else out from there.
Can we talk about how we're just not good friends anymore?
I don't like the way you're pointing your finger at me.
I'm pointing all 5 at him.
That makes it 5 times. It's Chris.
What?
It's been Chris the entire time.
Jesus Christ, what is happening? Who are these new people on the Nerdist?
I don't know. You're a longshoreman. Matt just left. He doesn't care.
Who's Matt?
Matt Myra.
Chris, Matt hasn't been on the podcast in years.
Oh, my God.
Your totem.
Welcome to the Shutter Island podcast. Still good friends.
Still good. Just the sound. You're making it sound fake now. Still good old palios.
Don't you worry about us.
Don't you worry about us.
Still good friends.
No, you hang up first.
No, no, I love you more. Did you watch Mr. Robot? Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. I watched it when it was still on. I watched it when it was airing.
I got 2 more episodes left.
It's the fucking new Breaking Bad.
There's so many spots where you're just like, what? Like when that girl gets choked.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, what the fuck
I
is
know.
this fucking show?
I know.
Yeah.
And I have a theory about where it's going next season.
I'll text you when I'm done with it. But boy, oh boy, I love it.
Good friends having good conversation.
Did you see that television program?
It's my favorite one.
Mine too.
Love it.
Love it equally as much as
I
you.
love you more.
Get out of town. That's impossible because I love you more.
There's not enough room in town for how much I love you and you. So I'm going to have to choose, and it's going to be very difficult.
Well, I don't know about that. What I do know is that you're making my pussy wet.
Am I your pop chip?
You're my pop chip.
Aww.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Puttin' on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Puttin' on the Ritz. Dress up like $1 million trooper.
Now leaving Nerdist.com. Enjoy your burrito.